The study of prison relationships is very important to corrections because it gives insight to ways the system of visitation and rehabilitation can be improved.
Relationships between inmates and loved ones need to be more of a focus by the correctional facility.
In 2009, there were 7,225,800 adults under correctional supervision in the United States. Each one of these prisoners had some sort of relationship prior to their incarceration. Relationships during a prison sentence and after can be very problematic and challenging for the prisoners and their loved ones.
To show how relationships are affected, we interviewed different people and asked how their lives were changed and affected by their loved one being incarcerated.
Helen Martin, my father, was in jail for drunk driving and assaulting a police officer. I was in high school, just getting ready to graduate. I was very disappointed in my father. It hurt me that he would do something like that.
Amy Burns, a graduate student, dated a man who violated parole and was sent to prison. The two dated throughout his entire sentence and broke up shortly after his release.
Out of all relationships, intimate relationships are the hardest to maintain and rekindle because of the lack of privacy and limited visitation.
Limited visitation time and limited privacy carry a large role in the hardships placed on intimate relationships while in prison.
When interviewing Amy, she said, "It was really hard having him in prison. The only way we could really communicate regularly was by letter. Not being able to see or talk to him whenever I wanted was really hard. I didn't go visit him. It just felt weird. I think his time in prison really changed our relationship. Things weren't the same when he came home." Relationships with children are greatly impacted when a parent is in prison. Losing a parent to the correctional system can be very harmful to a child. It can affect them emotionally, psychologically, developmentally, and change the financial well-being of the child.
The child can become ashamed that their parent has been incarcerated and feels left behind. Long-distance phone calls and intimidating prisons to visit do not help their relationships.
But it wasn't a place I really felt comfortable going. I lost respect for him. I thought it was a really stupid thing to do, and I told him so. My husband, later in life when I got married, I always wondered if he would do something like that, and I didn't trust him as much. Not so much now, but at the time, yes. I didn't really tell anybody unless I had to.
Oddly enough, people get married while one of the people in the relationship is imprisoned.
Hard time. Worldwide, almost 10 million criminals are locked up. But prison walls are no match for the strongest human emotion of all. In California, a pregnant mom has a white wedding in a jailhouse.
If you're in love with a prisoner, I think it's not crazy to marry him. I do.
Most relationships that are affected by incarceration take work to make healthy again. Programs are available to help ex-convicts cope with reintegration into society and family life. Families can go to counseling to express their feelings and to share their hurt.
Convicts can attend classes prior to their release to help them understand how to have a healthier relationship and how to have a smooth entry back into their life outside of prison.
In reality, no relationship that was had prior to incarceration is easy to maintain after imprisonment. Each relationship has its own challenges, and each can have a benefit that the next will not have. Every person has a different experience with relationships in jail, but most of them have the same outcome: loneliness, frustration, stress, and anger.